Craig Richards against Willy Hutchinson. This was probably the most underwhelming fight that was announced on this card when it first came out, but it's sort of come over and boarded up quite nicely. A bit of bad blood between the two. Willy Hutchinson claiming he's going to knock Craig Richards out unconscious. And there's now been some racist remarks being thrown at Craig Richards from Willy Hutchinson. A video surfaced today, day of recording this, and it was edited. There was something that was cut out, and Craig Richards went on stage with Andy Clark, live streamed, and had said that Willy Hutchinson had made some racist remarks. Therefore, he's going to get it even worse now. Um, Firstly, what do you make of the racial slurs? Do you think it's a silly slip of the tongue? Is Willie Hutchinson been just extremely stupid in what he said? Is he trying to roll Craig up just the wrong way?
I think if he did it intentionally, then he's acting like a total dick. End of story. Um, if he maybe got carried away with the banter and then realised he'd crossed the line and then thought, shit, well, I can't reverse it here, so I'll just carry on. Either way, I mean, if I was in his shoes, I would probably make a statement afterwards of, get some sort of a post video interview and say, listen, I got carried away. I acted like an absolute dick. I'm Scottish. People take the piss out of my accent. We've got heritage, and in terms of Craig, I can imagine that he's had to endure his fair share of racial abuse, and my comments were totally uncalled for and just not needed. We're professional fighters. We should get in the ring and let a fest do the talking, and go from there. So I would like to hope that it wasn't an intentional thing, and I don't think it was. I've met Willie before, and I don't know him that well to say that I don't think it was intentional. But I would, if I had to put money in it, I would say that he just got carried away. How it's going to affect Spider? Not at all. Spider's mentally and physically head and shoulders above this guy.
I mean, it sounds like your prediction is going to be Craig Richards' victory. How do you see the fight going? Do you see it playing out into a tasty bit of a fight? Do you see it heating up a little bit in there, or is it going to be one-sided?
Yeah, no, I reckon that Willie's going to give it a crack. I mean, I remember seeing Willie when he was fighting in York Hall when he was with McGuigan's and that, and I remember thinking he's got a lot of zap to his punches, and came in good condition, good height, 6'1" for a light heavy, and sort of fairly good amateur pedigree to him as well. But unfortunately, he just can't bring out the how can I put it? He hasn't got that venom, that light heavyweight venom. His punch power just kind of it looks like it's going to be devastating, but then when the punches land, it just doesn't happen. And when he lost against Lennox Clark, I mean, that was, I must admit, that was a little bit of a surprise. But if you look at who he sort of fought since then, it's people who've got really crap records and have absolutely nondescript. Craig Richards, for God's sakes, I mean, he's had, what is it, 22, 23 fights. And I remember seeing him against Jake Ball, I think it was at the O2, who's about 3 inches taller than him. And everyone had put Ball on to be odds on favourite. And I said, no chance. I said, Craig's never been stopped. I said, he's really slippery around the ring. I said, and he's got zap to his punch. His counter work is phenomenal. And then he knocks him out. I think it was like fourth round. Um, let's just look at, Craig Richards' losses as well. If memory serves me, I think he lost against Frank Buglioni back in the day. It was probably one of Buglioni's best performances and maybe one of Craig's not so great performances, but not taking from Frank. He's a lovely, lovely kid.
And I think that
Retired now.
with,
But
with Craig, I think that was 2 weeks' notice and moved up a weight as well.
there we go. There we go. And but I mean, to be honest, moving up to light heavy was probably one of the best things he did. But then if you look at who he's lost since then, so the man has gone 12 rounds with debatably the best light heavyweight on the planet at the moment, Dimitri Bivol. That's how you're supposed to do a press conference, by the way. Absolutely love the way those two so respectful to each other. And I think at the time it was actually Spider's birthday, and Bivol come along when they were sort of sitting in the catering section. I think it was still during lockdown, and it was sort of mask and all that shit going on. And he's walked over to Spider and sort of wished him the best and brought him a little cake and with a candle on it. That's the way you're supposed to do it. You go in there and then you hit this switch and you do what you've got to do in the ring. So, and then if we look at the other loss he's had there, Joshua Buatsi, which was a close fight. Let's be honest, that was a close fight, and I think Buatsi edged it. I'd give him around 2 rounds there. But Spider certainly 100% deserved to be in that ring with him, and he put up a great performance. So if you're looking at these, I mean, when he fought against Shaq and Pitters, is another one here which everyone was sort of saying, "Oh, Pitters is going to beat him," the same way like Ball. And I remember seeing Shaq and Pitters first time ringside, thinking, "My goodness, how does this guy make light heavy? 6'6". You know, he looks like he's made from marble." And he was hitting hard, and he had some fairly good movement. But I did notice that he left his hands a little bit wide, and I thought when Spider goes in there, he will catch him. Eventually, will catch him. He might even be down on the cards when he does it. And he was waiting for his time. Excuse me. And yeah, the losses that Spider's had are against world level opposition. Willy Hutchinson, in my opinion, shouldn't be in the ring with Spider there. But again, anything can happen in boxing. How do I see this one going? I see Spider stopping him. Somewhere between 9 to 11.